chords may be simple and the lyrics run long, but there are no rules here, so you won't be wrong. The sentiment tea's been brewed strong, and you want to write a song like John. Through the rumble in his voice, I'm in smoky rooms, the swirling in the sunlight that blossoms and blooms, a comfort like your mother calling you home from Angel Place, so you wrote it all down in the margins. The chords may be simple and the lyrics run long, there are no rules here, so you won't go wrong. Sentimenty's been brewed strong, and you want to write a song like John. Tragedy and comedy on his pretty face, wisdom and poetry found at the dog race. You find just all right. Welcome in, welcome in, everybody. You've got me laughing before I've even arrived. Nancy, good to have you here. Good to wishing you a speedy recovery. And hoping we can brighten your day here. Welcome in, Samuel and Marlis. Thank you. Yeah, I'm digging my short hair. I'm digging my new do. All right, so it's the weekly Wednesday Warble, and we have an episode for you about smoke. So each song, the word smoke shows up in almost all of the songs, and one of them I'm going to start with. The word smoke is just in there for 1 second, but I had put it on the list. There's 2 songs that I wrote, and I thought I would play them both today because I thought they're kind of related songs, and one of them I'm like, oh yeah, we talk about a smoke machine. And when I went to look at it, I discovered that I do not mention a smoke machine, and there's any other kind of mention of smoke in it. So it's like, oh, okay, I may have to rewrite that song to get a smoke machine in there. But anyway, we're going to start with this song, and this is kind of a song about fashion and clothes. So this is one of mine, and it's sort of maybe an odd one to start with, but just that's how the set list can put itself together. Structure and asymmetry. runway with one mention of dressing up nice, making your bad feelings go up in smoke. So we're gonna stick partially to fashion. This is another original of mine, and this one deals with two kinds of smoke. Smoke caused by fires and smoke from cigarettes. And this song came about, it's called Smoking and Crinoline, and it came about because I do this thing on Twitch where I write songs live and smoking guitar anyway. Thank you. Actually, there you go. That's how I'm just going to play 10 random songs, and that's how what I'm going to say about each one. This next one, so I do this Twitch show and I write songs on Twitch live in front of an audience. And so I'm always looking for things to write songs about. So I was about to start my show one day and I didn't have a song that I was working on and I didn't have a prompt that I wanted to work with. And I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to write about today. And my husband said, well, why don't we turn on the television and like just the first thing that you see, just use that as your jumping off point. So we turned on the TV and it was on some music channel. So there was a music video and I don't know what the song was for, but it showed all these like, you know, young people in a very smoky room. And I think they were all smoking, and the room was very smoky and they were all wearing like period dress, like big ball gowns and ruffled shirts. And so my husband made some comment of like, oh, is this what the kids get up to these days? Like smoking and fancy dress smoking. And so then I was like, oh, okay, that's our jumping off point. And I thought about, I had recently been to an exhibit on Victorian clothing. The many things that lead to a song sometimes. I'd been to an exhibit at the Beta Shoe Museum in Toronto. And they had an exhibit on Victorian clothing, and all of that Victorian clothing, like it was terribly toxic. You know, like all the dyes from the fabric were slowly killing everybody. And of course, the crinolines, you know, they were highly flammable. So people were always standing too close to a fire and catching on fire. So I thought, what if in our like super hyper safe society and like, you know, helicopter parenting and all of that, what if the kids these days get their kicks by like putting on Victorian clothing and smoking to like get that sense of danger. You need to drive home right now. Oh, yeah. And I'm not a smoker. I'm not a smoker either. Oh, we'll miss you for 15 minutes. Well, you'll have to. At least the thing will stay up. But we look forward to seeing you when you arrive on the other side. Maybe I'll talk enough that you won't miss much. Anyway, this is Smoking and Crinoline. I want to tune the guitar a little bit better. It went out of tune while I was telling you about period clothing woes. Yeah, that G was really out. Somehow it worked for the other song, which was in G. Just pull those strings a little tighter, compress my organs harder, I'll stand a little taller. ago. A dream of distant times where a child was an adult, and I learned to find my thrills in their ordinary ways. There is no rebellion, hard like smoking in crinoline. Stand next to the fire, dance among the ash, lean into the flame, light my cigarette. There is no rebellion, hard like smoking in crinoline. There we go. Smoking in crinoline. And I guess I don't need to constantly put my guitar down. So this next one, as soon as I made the decision to do this next song, as soon as I made the decision to make this the theme, I knew I had to do this song. And this, of course, being a guitar player, this song gets requested a lot, a little bit in jest. Because, of course, the opening riff for this is very, very straightforward and very well known, and it's a lot of people's first song on guitar. But it's a great song. Like, it's a great song. It's a true story. The lyrics are awesome. So for a while, I've been like, I need to get this. I need to learn this song in a way that I would play it, and add it to the set list. So here it is. We all came out to Montreux on the Lake Geneva shoreline to make records with a mobile. We didn't have much time. Frank Zappa and the Mothers were at the best place around, till some stupid with a flare gun burned the place to the ground. Smoke on the water, fire in the sky. Smoke on the water. Died with an awful sound. A funky clod was running in and out, pulling kids out of the ground. When it all was over, we had to find another place. But Swiss time was running out. It seemed that we would lose the race. Smoke on the water and fire in the sky. Smoke on the water. At the Grand Hotel, it was empty, cold and bare, with the rolling truck Stones thing just outside, making our music there. With a few red lights, a few old beds, we found a place to sweat. No matter what we get out of this, I know we'll never forget. Smoke on the water and fire in the sky. Smoke on the water. A little Deep Purple for you. I do a lot of Deep Purple these days. I really like Deep Purple, so that's not too surprising. So this next one is the only one that does not specifically mention smoke. 4 of them have smoke in the title. So of course that one, the smoke the smoke in that song comes from a fire. And this is a Lorena McKennett song, and it does not mention smoke, but it does mention candles and fires, and also, parties, wild forest parties. And one of the things I was looking for, not in the set, nothing made it into the set, but I was looking for a song on the theme of like smoke and mirrors, like magicians. And I found there's a lot of songs out there called Smoke and Mirrors, but I just didn't find one that spoke to me well enough to sing it. But I was like, oh, we kind of can, we've got like fires that we can think of smoke, and we also have kind of the idea of like disguise that I think we can kind of disguise and trickery maybe works in an All Souls Night kind of thing. So that's how we're justifying the inclusion of this song in today's set. But this is Lorena McKennett. So we are entering a CanCon moment, Canadian content. Bonfires dot the rolling hillside, figures dance around and around to drums that pulse out echoes of darkness and moving to the pagan sound. Somewhere in a hidden memory, images float before my eyes of fragrant nights of straw and bonfires and dancing till the next sunrise. I can see the lights in the distance trembling in the dark cloak of night. Candles and lanterns are dancing, dancing a waltz on all souls night. Figures of cornstalks bend in the shadows, held up tall as the flames leap high. The green night holds the holly bush to mark where the old year passes by. I can see the lights in the distance trembling in the dark glow of night. Candles and lanterns are dancing, dancing a waltz on all souls night. Stop the rolling hillside, figures dance around and around to drums that pulse out echoes of darkness and moving to the pagan sound. Standing on the bridge that crosses the river that goes out to the sea, the wind is full of 1,000 voices, they pass by the bridge and me. I can see the lights in the distance trembling in the dark cloak of night. Candles and lanterns are dancing, dancing a waltz on all souls night. I can see the lights in the distance trembling in the dark cloak of night. Candles and lanterns are dancing, dancing a waltz on all souls And then this next one, this is I think YouTube being on to me. I sort of had thought about learning this when I did the CanCon back in July. When I did the Canadian content episode, I wanted to do a song by the Tragically Hip, and I did do a song by the Tragically Hip. But I didn't do this one, and I hadn't really thought about this one. And a little bit longer ago, like last week sometime or whatever, or maybe even a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking, oh, that's the Tragically Hip song I should have learned. That would be a good, like, I like that one. It's got a pretty melody. That's probably the Tragically Hip song for me to do. And then I didn't think about it. And then I was listening to some songs on YouTube for learning purposes for this very show, and the song that I had spun up ended, and this song started, and I was like, oh yeah, this is the Tragically Hip song I want to learn. And then I noticed it talks about smoking hornets out of their nests. And I'm like, oh, it's perfect. We'll learn it for this. We'll learn it for this. So here is Head by a Century. And it's got a, another like phrase, another statement that we use, another idiom with the word smoke in it. Just gotta get into tune. Spend a lot of time tuning today. I didn't put my guitar in its case last night for whatever reason, and it always makes it a little trickier to tune the next day. First we'd climb a tree, maybe then we'd talk, or sit silently and listen to our thoughts with the legends of someday, casting a golden light. No dress rehearsal, this is our life. That's where the hornet stung me, and I had a feverish dream with revenge and doubt. Tonight we smoke them out. And you are ahead by a century. You are ahead by a century. You are ahead by a century. Stare in the morning shroud, and then the day began. I tilted your cloud, you tilted my hand. Rain falls in real time, and rain fell through the night. No dress rehearsal, this is our life. And that's when the hornet stung me, and I had a serious dream with revenge and doubt. Tonight we smoke them out. And you are ahead by a century. You are ahead by a century. You are ahead by a century. And you are ahead by a century. You are ahead by a century. You are ahead by a century. Disappointing yous get me down. Century. Now we've got to go back up to standard tuning. So that ends our CanCon. So this next song, this was also on the list right from the get-go. Possibly why we did this. So I had considered this for a theme we had, the summer theme. I wanted to do this for the summer show because this song. So this is a recent song. We recently watched The Righteous Gemstones, and my, did it have a good soundtrack. And we discovered a lot of excellent music, but we discovered this band Barefoot Jerry, who were a progressive country band in Nashville in the 70s. And we're a bit mystified that we'd never heard of them before, because a few years back my husband was like, does progressive country exist? And he went searching and he didn't find anything. But it did exist. And these guys are great. And so since discovering them, we've been listening to them constantly. And we listen to this song in the car all the time, especially in the summer. And I thought it would be a good one for the summer song. And then I realized that it mentions every season but summer in the lyrics. But it sounds like summer to me, but I guess they're from the south, so maybe summer is too hot for most activities. But I believe that the song is called Smokies, and I believe it's about smoking meat. I believe it's about a place where they smoke meat, but maybe they smoke other things. It's not really clear, and it doesn't show up until the end of the song. But it is called Smokies, and it's a fun tune, so that's how we're getting it into the list today. Whenever we go to the beach, we make sure to cue this album up and this part of the album up so we can play it in our car with the windows rolled down. There is a place I like to go in the spring and the fall and in the snow. There's lots of friendly people there, and you don't have to bother to cut your hair. The Smoky Mountain is the place to put a big smile on your face. The trees are yellow, red, and green. It's the prettiest place I've ever seen. No telephones to blow your high, nothing but clean air in the sky. I think that heaven must be near, 'cause the angels' voices you can hear. It is the natural habitat of people who know just where it's at. Smoking is their claim to fame. That's how the Smokies got their name. I think I just realized that it's the Smoky Mountains that it's referring to. But I love that it's the natural habitat for people who know just where it's at. We sing it every single time we go camping, every single time we go to the beach. But I'm like, what are they talking about? Smoking is their claim to fame. They like talking hot dogs, but it's the Smoky Mountains. So I guess they're smoky. All right, moving on. Thank you, Samuel, and welcome back. Next on the list, we do these back to back from time to time. We'll do the John Prine song first. I knew John Prine. I could have gotten smoke references in like 10 John Prine songs if I wanted to, but we've just got one, and we're going to do this one, which is about smoking substances. So I don't think the word smoke actually shows up in this, but it's highly implied. It's another implied smoke, but it also pertains to. I reference this song in the next song. We are entering the actual smoking, inhaling of smoke section purposefully. The purposeful inhalation of smoke, which you shouldn't do. It's really bad for you. But here we go. Most important is the intention. I agree.
When I woke up this morning, things were looking bad. Seems like total silence was the only friend I had. A bowl of oatmeal tried to stare me down and won. It was 12 o'clock before I realized I was having no fun. But fortunately I have the key to escape reality. And you may see me tonight with an illegal smile. It don't cost very much, but it lasts a long while. Won't you please tell the man I didn't kill anyone? No, I was just trying to have me some fun. Hey John, welcome in. Just in time for the John Prime. Last time I checked my bankroll, well, it was getting thin. Sometimes it seems like the bottom is the only place I've been. Chased a rainbow down a one-way street, dead end. And all my friends turned out to be insurance salesmen. But fortunately I have the key to escape reality. And you may see me tonight with an illegal smile. Don't cost very much, but it lasts a long while. Won't you please tell the man I didn't kill anyone? No, I was just trying to have me some fun. Well, I sat down in my closet with all my overalls, just trying to get away from all the ears inside my walls. Dreamed the police heard everything I said. What then? Went to court and the judge's name was Hoffman. But fortunately I have the key to escape reality. And you may see me tonight with an illegal smile. Don't cost very much, but it'll last a long while. Won't you please tell the man I didn't kill anyone? I'm just trying to have me some fun. Well done, hot dog bun. My sister is a nun. There, illegal smile. And then I mentioned that song. And so this one is one of mine. The next two songs are both originals of mine, and they're both songs that I've released. And the first one, they each mention the smoking of a substance, a different substance in each one. But this one also references the song "Illegal Smile," and it's called "Spook and Boots," and Spook and Boots really are. There really is a tattoo artist named Spook, and he really does have a best friend named Boots, and he really does love John Prine. He's a friend of a friend. But I wrote this song a few years ago when we heard a rumor that the two of them had met like women traveling through town and fallen in love and run off with them. And it turned out that the rumor was entirely false, but it still made for a good song. All right, right on. How was Chicago? I bet that was a good show. I bet Chicago puts off a good show. Is they really hootenanny? Chicago Mike wants to move to Estonia? As far as I understand it, there's a pretty happening music scene in Estonia. I'm always getting emails suggesting I go to their like big music conference. Spook sat in his tattoo parlor late at night, playing cards, a bottle of good old Jack Daniels on the table close at hand. Then Boots he packed up his tattoo parlor, and Anna Lee was sick of walking, and Henry went where she did. Anna Lee and Spook and Boots and Henry and of course Marina sowed their oats on Woodstock. And to this day, them five are sailing late into the night, playing cards, a full supply of good old Jack Daniels, close at hand, riding down. Now whenever Boots sparks up a drum, everyone leans back and smiles, and they all sing along. When Spook plays guitar, there we go. Spook and Boots. There we go. Oh, I think I saw them. I think I caught them at FAI 2 years ago. All right. I don't need any other things yet, but we'll make sure we don't lose our screen. So that's on my Whimsies EP. It's on the first EP I put out. And then this next one is on my first album, and we speak of smoking cigarettes. My friend, so this is also a true story about a friend of mine who broke up with her boyfriend and moved into my house, and I do believe she took up smoking as a result. She's since quit again, but yeah, that was, and I was like, I remember at the time being like, but you're like 25, like, why are you taking up smoking? You're old enough to know better. But she was like, no, it's stressful. Yeah, I remember them. But anyway, on a dusty road. No, wrong song. They're not even in the same key. Hang on. There we go. Same album. 5 courses, 3 jobs, and 1 forlorn alcoholic boyfriend who tells all our friends that he doesn't know what he'd do without meal. When did his friends and my friends become one and the same term? And how come I know just what I'd do without him? I'd have more time, I'd have more money, I'd buy new shoes and read everything by Dostoevsky, and I'll bet the old gal pulled out late last night is what he'll tell the guys at the pub tonight. The old gal pulled out late last night in search of greener pastures, and I don't know what she thinks she's gonna find. Maybe she's just going through a phase. I thought everything was alright, so I don't really understand why, but the old girl pulled out late last night. Old friend, cold house, pile of moldy blankets and a dirty couch. 1 kettle well used, ashtray and an extra key. She said I could call the living room my own as long as I need to. There's a spy phone, so I'll know not to answer if he calls. And baby, I'm not selfish, I'm just tired. I haven't found the time to be alone for several months. There's more to me than just being your girlfriend, though I smoked a lot of cigarettes in your name. And I'll bet you I smoked a few in my name too. The old gal pulled out late last night is what I'll tell the guys at the pub tonight. The old gal pulled out late last night in search of greener pastures, and I don't know what she thinks she's gonna find. Maybe she's just going through a phase. I thought everything was alright, so I don't really understand why, but the old girl pulled out late last night. boss is almost 2, can't be late for work again. 2 pairs of new shoes, great dress made with me in mind. The brothers Karamazov, Crime and Punishment, the idiot. The old gal pulled out late last night is what I'll tell the guys at the pub tonight. The old gal pulled out late last night in search of greener pastures. Here we go, the old gal. And humorously, strangely, or maybe just to give you a taste of how tiny Newfoundland is, years later I played in a band with a fiddle player, and we discovered, we'd known each other at the time as well, but it hadn't been discussed, but we were playing this song and he was like, wait a minute. And he had actually lived with them at the time that they broke up, so that was kind of a... Apparently they both moved out, and he ended up stuck with the rent, so I think he played that song with a little extra grit. But there we go. But we're down to our last song. And it's a cover, and it's a new cover. And normally I wouldn't close on a brand new cover, but it just sort of felt like the best. It felt like the best ending song for the set. So. If you are taking guesses, if you see my themes and take guesses of what I might do, you may have guessed this one. I don't know the song Coffee Black Cigarettes. Do you know who it's by? Sounds like it's by Tom Waits. Actually, I didn't even think to look for any Tom Waits songs, I bet. I could have probably done 10 Tom Waits songs on this theme too. All right. him. They asked me how I knew my true love was true. Replied, something here inside cannot be denied. They said someday you'll find all who love are blind. Oh, when your heart's on fire, you must realize smoke gets in your eyes. So I chaffed them and I gaily laughed to think they could doubt my love. Yet today my love has flown away. I am without my love. Now laughing friends deride, tears I cannot hide. Oh, so I smile and say, when a lovely flame dies, smoke gets in your eyes. Smoke gets in your eyes. There, smoke gets in your eyes. And that's really the whole reason we did that as the theme today. So that is our, it's not a song I would play, okay. I trust your judgment on that. That is our song for today. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a quick one. It's a short one. It's a short one. And I didn't. Sometimes with those kinds of songs, I figure out a way to drag them out a little longer. But there's a classic, The Platters. That is our set for today. And as usual,
I had fun tracking down songs for this one. Next week, I've been having fun tracking down songs for next week. The theme is heat. We're sticking with these warm summer kinds of themes. And I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday. And we'll see you all next time. Take care. Excellent. Yeah, I think Farah is my niece, who probably thinks we're all a bit nuts. One of these days, I'll do the song that I wrote with my niece here on the show. Maybe we'll do a kids song episode at some point in the future. Anyway, have a great Wednesday, everyone. We'll see you next time.